Hey YouTubers, this is Rantin Robin.
And DigiFoxCat. And of course we have to move on to the 10th Doctor. This is just the regular 10th Doctor. He's got some amazing details. They really made this one look like David Tennant also. He's got his little red Converse sneakers in there. And his blue suit with his tan jacket, and he's got this little itty bitty sonic screwdriver in there. You can see the blue tip, maybe. Yeah, this one's probably my favorite of the Doctor Who regular ones. I also like his exclusive versions where he's got the 3D glasses from the episode, spoiler episode, he lost Rose in. Just because it was funny how he was using the cheapy 3D glasses to see the difference between the two worlds.
I really like this one too. You said David Tennant, and I instantly think the sideburns that they've got, which aren't just painted on. For those of you at home, they're actually stuck out from the thing. I guess not the word embossed, but raised, I guess you could say. The only thing I think is missing from this one is I feel like the suit should have more of a pinstripe to it, which, looking very closely, it's a smooth suit. And David Tennant did wear a pinstripe suit in the series. I realized that would have been more detail. But with how much detail they put into everything else, it just felt like they should have, or at least drawn it on the front or something. But yeah, this is a very well done one. I know we want to work on getting the one with the 3D glasses, which has been very hard to find.
Yes.
And we want to get the 9th Doctor at some point, too.
Yes, he's also pretty hard to find as well. Alright, then we have the first Doctor Who one I got, which was the 11th Doctor, his regular one with his little bow tie and sonic screwdriver. Yeah, the Doctor Who ones, they really capture the actors on this. So this one looks like Matt Smith when he first, appears as the Doctor in his dorkiness. I consider him to be the dork Doctor of the modern Doctor Who. Yeah, as you can see, get a close-up of his little bow tie there, if you can see it underneath the shadow of his head.
I really like this one. Again, like you said, it captures Matt Smith, but I also feel like it captures the Doctor too, because 11th Doctor is the one Doctor that really doesn't have any eyebrow emotion with him. David Tennant kind of had a kind of a raised eyebrow or something, and Matt Smith really came across within the first series, because it is British. He came across like he was naive, and I feel like that Funko Pop says I'm a little confused. But I really just like the design of it, and again, like my wife pointed out, you can see his sonic screwdriver there too. His is open, appears to be kind of open in the claws. But yeah, it's very well done, and the texture all the way down to his buttons on his shirt being there, and pockets on his jacket. So it's very well done. Okay, so this is one that we both got. We were looking to get the Riddler, which is a very hard to find Batman Funko Pop, and we came across this listing on eBay and figured it was kind of cool. This guy was giving exclusive, hard to find Funko Pops. The only catch was you didn't get to pick which one you got. It was randomly picked for you. He was going to blind pick it and everything. So we got Spirit Yoda. He's not quite as rare as some of the others, like the Batman that we had in our previous video. But he is pretty rare. I think he goes for about 40 right off the market right now when I was looking. He's a Walgreens exclusive, which those alone, most of the Walgreens down here in Southern California, don't really sell a lot of the Funko Pops. So those... but he glows in the dark. We tested that out, but we have not removed him from his box. This is a good transition because the next ones we're going to talk about are Disney, and this is kind of Disney sci-fi because Disney owns Lucasfilms now. But yeah, he's painted completely in glow-in-the-dark paint, solid color except for the eyes, which are a lighter, but they do glow, I believe, and all the way down to his lightsaber, and he is on a stand that says Star Wars on it. But it's a very well done Yoda design. It's the only Star Wars Funko Pop that we have.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is Disney, but this is also Square Enix. This is one that I was really glad that they finally put out, Kingdom Hearts. Now, before I get started, let me get this off my chest already. Why don't you have Sora? If you're going to make a Kingdom Hearts set, you need to have Sora. Now, I'm guessing this is partially because Square Enix owns the rights, and Sora and Roxas and some of those characters probably are more designed by Square Enix because they do more resemble Final Fantasy characters. Mickey and Donald and Goofy, they're just Disney characters dressed up to kind of fit in the universe. So as such, Disney probably owns major rights to them. If you want Sora or one of them in collectible form, you go with the domes, the Kingdom Hearts domes that you can pick up at Hot Topic, which we'll go over at some other point in a future video. But anyways, kind of going back to Mickey, I will say there are a few places where his paint job is kind of a little bit sloppy, like where the jacket meets the pants, and a little bit on the hand meeting the keyblade, but overall it's very well done, and the details of having to get how many pockets and zippers there are in this one are kind of, I mean, you can't blame them that it's not perfect. It's very well done. The Kingdom Hearts, the Kingdom Key, you can see for those who know it, I have a life-size copy on my wall. It looks a lot like it, although the coloring is a little different, but it's pretty close to how it should look. But they did go with more of a gold paint instead of yellow for parts of it that probably should have been yellow, but still very close. I like that even if I didn't know what Kingdom Hearts was, I'd enjoy this just as Mickey Mouse in general, because it's a very well done Mickey. And you can either get this one or the classic one if you're looking for Mickey.
I think this is the better one. I don't particularly like the regular Mickey. I just think he looks kind of more goofy than Mickey in the original form.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, so this is Gosselin Mallard from the Darkwing Duck series, and the Disney Afternoon ones that they're finally putting out. Yay! We just kind of had to get her. She was kind of the meh one of the series, but we had to get her to just have the full set because we're both big fans of it. We grew up watching the show, and looking forward to seeing which characters they bring in for the DuckTales reboot. She's pretty decent details on it. I mean, there's not much to Gosselin. She just wears she's a duck and she wears shirts and sneakers, and she's got her pigtails there, and they did good with her little floof of feather bangs.
Yeah, and they did get her trademark outfit, the jersey with the one on it, the kind of purple lavender jersey, and the shoes. So they got her trademark outfit, but again, it seems kind of plain just because Gosselin doesn't have much to her as a character. But for what they did a very good job, and on certain things like the duck bill, I think they designed them very well, translating into 3D.
I will say she looks more yellow than white, and I believe she is white in the series.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. It's hard to say, but yeah, the way the reflection looks, it looks like they used kind of an off-white yellow.
Kind of a creamy color.
An ivory, or, yeah, a cream.
And here's Launchpad McQuack from Darkwing Duck series, but he's supposed to also go with the DuckTales series they're getting ready to release at the end of the month. Yay! Lots of detail on him, just because he's got the goggles in there somewhere. You can't see it because of the packaging, and his little scarf is sticking there out there, all fancy for his pilot getup. They really changed him a little bit. He didn't crash quite as much, but that's because I think he was trying to show off for his idol, Darkwing Duck. And, yeah, it's got some pretty decent details.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of, again, captured kind of the new one. I mean, because if you look at the new series, Launchpad looks a little different. And I also feel like with how big Launchpad was, that they maybe could have gone with a larger one, too. It's hard to see him this small where he's the same size as Gosselin, pretty much, and Darkwing, and, well, we'll show you those ones in a bit. But overall, yeah, they designed him very well. Every detail on him is good. It just is kind of odd to see him without the goggles on and to have his tuft of hair hanging out, because you don't always, for a long time I didn't even know what color hair he had in the series because it never hung out.
Yeah.
But it is very well done, what they did of it. Alright, so here's the Darkwing of the series. They designed him very well. I'm very impressed with this one. This was one I wanted to get from the beginning. My box was a little beat up, but I'm not too worried about it. A little bit of a frustration at whoever sold it to me on eBay, but since the others came in really good condition, I didn't make too much out of it, and the box was able to be kind of popped out again, and the thing inside is in good condition. But yeah, they designed this very well, all the way down to the buttons on his shirt that you can see in there, the 4 buttons, and the 2 buttons on his on each cuff of his jacket, along with his feet, and his trademark gray hat. Are all designed very well. I like the furrowed eyes on him, and the detail on his cheeks of each tuft of hair. It really looks like they chibified a Disney drawing, almost by the artist. And we're hoping, it looks like we're getting, Jim Cummings is coming back to reprise Darkwing Duck in the new DuckTales. So we're hoping to see that soon, and again, one of those people, my wife and I got the rare opportunity to meet Mr. Cummings. He is a very talented actor and a very nice gentleman to talk to, and he even allowed my friend, who is very good at voice impersonations, to do a couple of his Jim Cummings ones. But yeah, Jim Cummings is very good. We got to hear Mr. Cummings do his Darkwing Duck, and even in his old age, he can still pull it off quite well. So here's a shout out to you, Mr. Cummings. But yeah, we look forward to seeing you again in the new stuff. Alright, so here's another rare one, or kind of a hard to find one. We actually went to one comic book shop and he had about 4 of them. But generally speaking, Nega Duck's supposed to be harder to find. He's supposed to be the hard to find one. He's a PX Previews exclusive one, and initially I thought he was Darkwing Duck with different coloring, but I looked at his number. He does have his own number, 299, as opposed to Darkwing being 296. And of course his own name on the tag. But they did use the same mold as Darkwing Duck. I mean, it's very obvious looking at everything from the eyes to the hat to the feet and everything that it's the exact same figurine, just painted to be Nega Duck. But I really like this. Nega Duck is my favorite villain by far. He's always come across to me more intelligent than Darkwing, but just his evil kind of makes him vulnerable, and I really enjoyed the 2 or 3 episodes where Darkwing got to go to his dimension and see the alternate Launchpad and Gosselin and Booker and all those people, who, by the way, we also got to meet Booker's voice, and that same day that we met Mr. Cummings, Booker's voice was there too. She's a very sweet lady too. But anyways, this one's very well done. The detail on the cape and the detail on the beak, and again, this box is probably our best box of the 4, because we bought this one because my wife got this for my birthday for me.
Yep. He's probably one of my favorite villains too, because he is basically his nemesis. So I really thought it was cool that they did Nega Duck, instead of just having us have the heroes.
Yep, and I look forward to the next round of DuckTales, and apparently we're getting more Darkwing Duck ones at some point too.